20s. They're going to be one of the most fun years of your life, but also one of the most ambiguous years. I know for me, I am 27 right now. I've really enjoyed it so far. I'm nearing the end of it, but I've done so much that I just wanted to share with y'all my top 5 tips on conquering your 20s. So the first tip I have is to find mentors. You want to find people in your life that are a little older than you and a little ahead of you. You want to find different mentors of just different aspects of career, faith, finances, and even dating. For me, I had a lot of great people in my life, one of which are my friends from college. They're a year older than me. I often message them and just talk to them of what I'm feeling and what I'm doing with a certain thing. So for example, with dating, if I see a girl I really like, I want to ask her out, I want to get my friends' opinions on what I should do, if taking her dancing, for example, is appropriate on a first date, and things like that. Finding mentors has been so valuable for me because these people in your life, they have so many successes and mistakes, and you get to learn off of them. And so my first tip for you is to find mentors, people in your life that are just slightly ahead of you. The second tip I have for you is to get out of debt. 35% of Americans have some form of debt. For me, I was fortunate the only debt I had was student loans. There are many forms of debt such as credit card debt and auto loans. However, they are quite different. Each one has their own interest rates of just compiling over time. And that's how these bankers get extra money by loaning it off of you. So with student loans, altogether it was a big chunk. However, the percentage and interest rates of those were quite small. But with credit card loans and auto loans, the interest rates on those were quite bigger. So that's how those companies profit. And so my tip for you is to get out of debt. That's just a lot of negative money that's growing on top of you and putting so much pressure on you from living the life that you truly want. One method that really helps me is the snowball method. It is tackling each of your debts just by the smallest debt to eventually the largest debt. I had 8 different student loans ranging from $2,000 to $5,000, combining to a total of about $20,000. And so I slowly started tackling the smallest ones first, like the $2,000 one, $4,000 one, and eventually the $5,000 one. Before I knew it, my student loans dipped from 8 to 7 to 6, all the way down to 1 and to 0. It was just a huge weight off my shoulders. The snowball method is really great for you to actually just start paying something off and getting used to it. And the more you tackle it, the less interest will pile up, just the more debt-free that you'll be. And so debt, all this negative money weighing you back, you want to get rid of it as quickly as you can so that you can live the life you truly want to live. My third tip for you is to meet as many strangers as possible. And what I mean by that is put yourself in places where you're more likely to meet more friends, more business opportunities, and even romantic opportunities. Entering into my late 20s now, something me and a lot of my peers can relate to is when we get older, our social circles tend to get smaller, but they do tend to get a lot more intimate and stronger, which is so great. However, being stuck with the same faces that we see every day, we're not going to get our dream job or our dream spouses that way. We really have to put ourselves out there so that we can attract the client that we want or our spouse that we want. For me, I really started going on LinkedIn, just messaging people that, hey, do you want to go to lunch? Just kind of expanding my network and web through there. And I've picked up social dancing of salsa, bachata, and West Coast swing, even just meeting more ladies and being comfortable meeting new ladies. My third tip for today, focus on putting yourself out there in these situations where you can meet more people to create opportunities for yourself and to build that luck. So the fourth tip I have for you today is to travel as much as you can in your 20s. When we get married, we're just not going to have as much independence at time as we have when we're single. Traveling teaches you so many different things and just gives you a different perspective of the world. For me, my first time when I traveled was when I was 19. I studied abroad in London in the United Kingdom, and it was such a fantastic place to be. Just my first time outside of the US. Everyone there spoke my language, and there were so many young people around me. like people in their early 20s. And something that I just learned was that we were all focusing on things that we had in common and not so much our differences. Just young people living in our 20s in that time, in the dorms. We were just trying to have fun together, trying to find ways. And I remember one of my favorite moments was just this group of guys coming together and wanting to play ping pong. We played around the world ping pong together, and it's just where, if you never played it, it's like two groups of people and a ping pong table in the middle. We each take turn hitting the paddle back and forth, but once you hit it, you have to drop it and run to the other side. You keep running until one by one someone gets eliminated and it goes down to 2 and then eventually 1. I thought that was a really great metaphor of guys coming around from different parts of the world, from New Zealand, Amsterdam, Slovenia, so many different places, me, California, simply having fun. That's my tip for you, is travel more. And when you do travel more, you really get to be grateful of where you came from. And for me, I used to hate growing up in the Silicon Valley because there was nothing to do. But after just traveling the world, I came to realize that that's my unfair advantage, that I get to live in the Silicon Valley for free and grow up in such like a melting pot of different cultures as well. But I've really came to be grateful that I was born in the Silicon Valley as a Vietnamese American. So my tip for you is to just travel more and expand your horizons that way. Fifth tip I have for you is to learn as many hobbies as you can. So because of the time that you have the opportunity to just pick up new things like dancing, rock climbing, fitness, and so much more. Hobbies is such a great way to de-stress, meet more people, and expand your creativity. So one of the things that I love is from Robert Greene's Mastery. And in that book, it talks about how to really achieve your life's purpose. One way, he shared this example of this girl. She wanted to be a professional tennis player growing up. However, injuries hampered her from pursuing that dream. But in that dream, she also wanted to build a robot that she could play tennis with. Her dream was shifted to becoming a student at Berkeley. And when she was a student at Berkeley, she told her professor about wanting to build a robot she could play tennis with. And so it turned out that the professor told her that, well, I'm actually working on a secret side project to work on building robots. Do you want to be a part of it? And she was like, yeah, I definitely want to be a part of it. So after a few years of working in that lab, she went on to create kind of a new path for neurobiology. She eventually went on to create this robotic hand that moves similar to like a human hand. And it just created this whole different world. Because of her love for tennis and her love for biology, it combined to create something brand new. That's what I want to encourage you on, is that by picking up different hobbies, you just become a different person. You start thinking in a different way. You begin to meet so much more new people, placing yourself in an opportunity to meet strangers for business opportunities and romantic opportunities. And my encouragement for you is to just pick up more hobbies so you can do more things with more people. So these were my top 5 tips for you to conquer your 20s, to find more mentors, people in your life that are slightly ahead of you or even further along in life, to learn from their successes and mistakes, to get out of debt so that way you can truly live the life that you want, to place yourself in a place that you can continue to meet new people for romantic opportunities and business opportunities, to travel as much as you can, because that just opens up a whole new world, gives you such a new perspective in life, and learn as many hobbies as you can, because it's a great way to de-stress and you just become a different person by picking up new hobbies. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you're interested in hearing more just about like personal development, leadership, and efficiency, you can click here to view my latest video. Thank you so much again. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.